Deep within a quiet forest, far from the nearest town, lived an elderly woman named Marta. Many years ago, she had lost her husband and had since spent her days in peaceful solitude. Her small wooden cabin was old but filled with warmth, the scent of herbs, and the soft creak of floors that seemed to echo with memories. Marta loved wandering through the summer woods, gathering mushrooms and berries beneath the whispering trees. Though she lived alone, she never truly felt lonely. Not far from her home lay a tiny village, just a handful of houses and a single grocery store. Marta would sometimes make the long walk there to buy flour, salt, and tea. One day, as she returned through the forest path, she heard a faint whimper, soft, trembling, and full of pain. She followed the sound and soon discovered a small wolf pup, weak and frightened, its paw wounded and bleeding. The creature looked up at her with wide, pleading eyes. Without hesitation, Marta wrapped the trembling pup in her shawl and carried it home. She named him Rex, and from that day forward, her quiet house came alive again. She nursed the pup back to health, feeding him warm milk and bandaging his paw. As the seasons passed, Rex grew into a strong, noble wolf, loyal and watchful. He followed Marta everywhere, through the fields, across the creek, and down the winding forest paths. To her, he was family; to him, she was his whole world. Years later, one cold autumn evening, danger crept into the forest. A small group of escaped prisoners had found their way into the woods, searching for shelter and something to steal. They had heard rumors of an old woman living alone and thought she would be easy prey. But what they didn't know was that Marta was not alone. As the men approached her cabin, Rex lifted his head, his golden eyes narrowing. A low growl rumbled in his chest. The intruders burst through the door, expecting only fear and weakness, but they were met with fury. The great wolf lunged, teeth flashing in the firelight. The convicts stumbled back in terror, tripping over one another as Rex blocked their way, snarling and unrelenting. Panicked, they fled into the dark woods, leaving behind their greed and their courage. Marta, trembling but unharmed, fell to her knees beside Rex, her hands shaking as she stroked his fur. Tears filled her eyes. She realized then that the helpless pup she had once rescued had grown into a guardian, her protector and truest friend. From that night on, the bond between them only deepened. Marta and Rex lived side by side for many more years, watching the seasons turn and the world grow quiet around them. Word of their story spread to nearby villages of the old woman and her wolf who had faced danger together and won. Visitors would sometimes come, drawn by the tale of loyalty and courage, and they always left with a sense of hope. In the twilight of their lives, Marta and Rex remained together, a symbol of love that needed no words.